Yo, what's good, Cosmic Crew? Welcome to the Vibe Check, where we unpack life's big mysteries with a side of stardust and sass. I'm your host. Think of me as your friendly neighborhood friend, here to drop truth bombs and good vibes. Today, we're diving into something electric. Energy, power, and how the system's been a hot mess forever. Until now. We've got a game changer, the One World Project, or 1WP for short. Stick, let's kick it off with a biggie. Energy is power. Not just the flick the switch kind, but the who runs the world kind. From campfires to coal plants, energy's been the heartbeat of everything, our cities, phones, and late-night TikTok binges. But here's the tea. The way we control and share that energy, it's been a wild, unbalanced ride since like forever. Think about it. Way back, kings and empires hoarded resources, wood, water, whatever kept the lights on. Fast forward and it's fossil fuel barons, megacorporations, and governments calling the shots. My little mind, and maybe yours too, says, wait, has there ever been a fair system? Nope. It's been exploited 6 ways to Sunday. Wars over oil, blackouts for the poor, profits for the few. The vibe's been off, fam. But why? Because no one's built a system that's truly for us, all of us. It's been patched together, rigged to favor the powerful. Energy's this infinite cosmic gift, right? Solar, wind, waves, it's everywhere. Yet we're still stuck in this scarcity mindset, fighting over crumbs while the planet's like, yo, I've got plenty. The imbalance isn't just in the grid, it's in the power trip of who controls it. Now, here's where it gets juicy. What if we could hit reset? Enter the One World Project, 1WP, over at oneworldproject.io. These folks are dreaming big, and I'm here for it. Their vibe? Freedom. Freedom in how we work, share, and power our lives. It's not just some hippie chant, it's a legit plan to flip the script on energy control and distribution. So, how does it work? Picture this. Instead of mega corporations owning the grid, 1WP is about decentralizing it. Think solar panels on your roof and wind turbines in your town, all hooked into a global network where energy flows like a Spotify playlist, shared, accessible, unstoppable. They're using tech, blockchain, smart grids, maybe even some AI magic to make it happen. Small villages could fund their renewable projects. Charities could power war-torn spots. Co-ops could run the show internationally. It's energy with no middleman, no gatekeeper, just us. And the money part? Oh, it ties in sweet. 1WP's mission isn't just about watts, it's about wealth too. By cutting out the exploiters, energy becomes cheaper and fairer. You're not just paying less, you're part of the system, maybe even earning from it. Its power, literal and figurative, is back in our hands. Past systems, exploited to death. This, it's a chance to change all that. So why is this hitting differently now? Because we're at a tipping point, fam. Climate's screaming, old systems are creaking, and we've got the tools, tech, ideas, you, to rewrite the rules. 1WP is not just a project, it's a spark. Imagine a world where energy is not a bill you dread, but a resource you control. Where distribution isn't a monopoly, but a movement. The imbalance? It's been real, centuries of it. But now, with stuff like 1WP, we've got a shot to balance the scales. It's not perfect yet, still growing, still dreaming, but it's a start. And it's on us to jump in, ask questions, push it forward. Because energy's power, yeah, but we're the ones who decide how it flows. That's the Vibe Check Squad. Energy's been exploited forever, but the One World Project's here to shake it up. Head to oneworldproject.io, poke around, and see what's cooking. Then hit me up. Tell me how you'd redesign the energy game. Because this isn't just a podcast, it's a call to vibe higher. The evolution of DAOs, a new era of digital governance. Welcome, Starseeds, to today's episode, where we explore one of the most groundbreaking shifts in governance and collaboration: decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs. Imagine a world where organizations function without a CEO, where decisions are made collectively, and where transparency isn't just a promise, but a built-in feature. Sounds futuristic, right? Well, DAOs are already here, and they're reshaping the way we think about leadership and decision-making. But how did we get here? To understand that, we need to take a journey through history, from ancient democracy to modern digital innovation. The roots of decentralized governance. Let's start in ancient Athens, around the 5th century BCE. This was one of the first known instances of direct democracy, where citizens, not representatives, voted on laws and policies. It was a system built on participation, but with major limitations. Only a select group of people could vote, And as populations grew, decision-making became inefficient. Fast forward to the 18th and 19th centuries, when the world shifted towards representative democracy and corporate structures. Governments and businesses created hierarchies to improve efficiency, but at the cost of transparency and public trust. Power was concentrated at the top, and decision-making was often opaque. The rise of decentralization. Then came the internet. The late 20th century saw the rise of open-source projects like Linux, Wikipedia, and eventually Bitcoin. These initiatives proved that communities could successfully organize and govern themselves without centralized leadership. Bitcoin's launch in 2009 was a game changer. It introduced the world to a decentralized financial system. No banks, no middlemen, just code and a network of participants ensuring trust. This paved the way for the next big innovation, DAOs, the first DAO experiment and its lessons. In 2016, Ethereum introduced the DAO, a decentralized investment fund where participants could vote on projects to fund. It was a bold experiment in decentralized governance, but it wasn't without flaws. A major vulnerability in its smart contract led to a massive hack, ultimately forcing Ethereum to undergo a hard fork. The DAO's failure was a wake-up call. While decentralization is powerful, security and governance models need to be carefully designed. The modern era of DAOs, 2020s onward. Since then, DAOs have come a long way. Today, they manage billions in assets and influence key decisions in the Web3 space. Some notable examples include MakerDAO governs the DAI stablecoin. Uniswap DAO oversees a decentralized exchange protocol. Gitcoin DAO funds open-source projects through quadratic voting. Yet, while these DAOs are powerful, they often face challenges: governance inefficiencies, voter apathy, and scalability issues. That's where innovation comes in. The One World Project, DAO customization for the future. Enter One World Project, a next-generation platform allowing users to create and customize DAOs tailored to their needs. Unlike traditional DAOs, which often follow rigid governance models, One World provides transparency and security. Smart contracts ensure trust. Custom governance models. Choose between one token, one vote, quadratic voting, or reputation-based systems. Interoperability. DAOs can interact across different blockchain ecosystems. Real-world impact, where DAOs can lead us. Imagine a decentralized social network where users vote on platform policies, ensuring fair algorithms and content moderation. Or a Web3 music DAO, where artists and fans collectively decide royalty distribution, removing intermediaries and ensuring fair pay. DAOs could redefine business structures, philanthropy, and even political governance. But they also raise critical questions. Can they scale effectively? Will they remain decentralized, or will power eventually concentrate in a few hands, as history often repeats? Closing thoughts. DAOs are still evolving, just like corporations did centuries ago. But with innovations like the One World Project, launching and managing DAOs is becoming more accessible than ever. The question is, are DAOs the future of democracy, or will they face the same power struggles as traditional systems? Let's keep the conversation going. If you could create a DAO today, what would it be for? Drop your thoughts in the comments or tag us on social media. Unlocking opportunity with NFTs, past, present, and future. Welcome to another episode of The Future Unlocked, where we break down complex ideas into simple, exciting conversations. Today, we're diving into something revolutionary, NFTs and how they unlock opportunities in ways most people don't even realize. Let's go back in time, understand the present, and look ahead to the future. Before we talk about how NFTs create opportunities today, let's rewind a little. 1990s, the digital age. The historical context. How we got here ownership problem. The internet changed how we share and consume content. But there was one big issue, digital ownership. You could copy a song, an image, or a video infinitely. There was no way to prove something was truly yours. 212, colored coins and early NFT concepts. The first experiments with blockchain and ownership started with Bitcoin's colored coins. The idea? Attach real-world assets to small amounts of Bitcoin, but it was limited. 2017, CryptoKitties and the NFT boom. Ethereum brought smart contracts, and with them, NFTs exploded onto the scene. CryptoKitties, a game where you could buy, breed, and trade digital cats, became so popular that it slowed down Ethereum's network. This was the aha moment. NFTs could be more than just art. They were proof of ownership for anything digital. NFTs today, more than just collectibles. Fast forward today, and NFTs are no longer just about expensive JPEGs. They are about opportunity, ownership, and identity. In Web3, your NFT can be your identity. You can use it to access exclusive communities, prove your achievements, or even replace traditional IDs. Loyalty rewards and brand engagement companies like Starbucks and Nike now use NFTs for customer rewards. Instead of generic points, imagine earning exclusive digital assets that you can trade or redeem for real-world perks. Event tickets and memberships, concert tickets, VIP memberships, and even airline boarding passes are starting to use NFTs. This prevents fraud and lets buyers resell them securely. Real estate and digital land platforms like Decentraland and the Sandbox allow people to own virtual land using NFTs. But even in the real world, NFT technology is being tested for real estate transactions, making them faster and more transparent. Helping creators and the underserved. For artists, musicians, and writers, NFTs remove the middleman. You sell directly to your audience and keep most of the profits. In developing regions, NFTs could help people prove ownership of assets they were previously denied. The future. What's next? NFTs and AI. Imagine AI-generated NFTs that evolve over time or respond to their owners. Think of a digital pet that learns from you, or art that changes based on the mood of the market. NFTs and the metaverse. Soon, your job, social life, and economy could be tied to digital assets. Your NFT might grant you access to virtual jobs, property, or even voting rights in a decentralized digital world. NFTs and your career resumes might become NFTs, where employers can verify your skills and experience instantly without fraud or exaggeration. NFTs started as an experiment in digital ownership. Today, they're opening doors in finance, art, business, and everyday life. The real question is, how will you use them? That's it for today's episode. If this blew your mind, share it with a friend. Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and keep unlocking the future. What's good, Cosmic Crew? Welcome back to the Vibe Check, where we unravel the wild threads of life, tech, and power with a sprinkle of stardust. I'm your host. Think of me as your laid-back guide through the blockchain jungle. Today, we're cracking open a big one, DAO security. From Bitcoin's raw rebel days to the One World Project's ironclad setup, we're exploring how these digital tribes keep the wolves out. Want the scoop on 1WP's DAO software? Let's roll. Let's rewind to the OG, Bitcoin, 2008. It wasn't called a DAO back then, but it was the blueprint, a decentralized crew running on code, no bosses, just community vibes. Security? It leaned on the blockchain. Unhackable math, miners keeping it real, but it was basic. Peer-to-peer cash, no fancy tricks. Then came the DAO in 2016 on Ethereum. Big dreams, $150 million raised, and bam, a hacker siphoned $60 million because of a smart contract bug. Lesson 1, code's only as strong as its weakest link. Ethereum tried next with fancier DAOs, think MakerDAO, adding layers like multi-signature wallets and audits. Better, but still shaky. Hacks kept coming. Re-entrancy attacks, governance exploits. See, early DAOs were like punk rock venues, raw and free, but anyone could sneak in the back door. The community's energy was the spark, but security was a work in progress. Now fast forward to the One World Project, 1WP. These folks looked at the DAO graveyard and said, nah, we're building a tank. Their DAO software, straight out of Vincore, .gitbook.io, is all about empowering communities. Think global co-ops, transparent vibes, but with security that's tighter than a vault on lockdown. So, what's the magic? First up, rock-solid blockchain bones. 1WP is built on a decentralized ledger. Think Bitcoin's DNA, but evolved. Every vote, every fund move, etched in stone, visible to all. No shady backroom deals. Then smart contracts on steroids. These aren't your grandma's Ethereum scripts. They're battle-tested, likely audited to death, and designed to dodge bugs like re-entrancy or overflow exploits that torched older DAOs. Next, governance muscle. 1WP's DAO setup lets communities run the show. Propose, vote, fund. But it's got guardrails. Transparent rules mean no single player can hijack it, and the system's coded to enforce consensus, not chaos. Oh, and the treasury? Locked up tight. Think multi-sig vibes are better, so no lone wolf can drain it. Bitcoin had miners, and here's the clutch part. Accessibility means security. Old school DAOs like Bitcoin needed tech wizards to join. 1WP says, nah fam, come as you are. Easy onboarding, but the backend's still bulletproof. They're not spilling all the tech sauce in the Git book, but the vibe, military-grade encryption, tamper-proof design, stuff that laughs at quantum hackers. So, what makes 1WP the security champ? Let's stack it up. Bitcoin's blockchain was tough, but bare bones. Great for cash, weak for complex DAOs. Ethereum's smarter, but got hit with hacks. $3 billion stolen in 22 alone, per consensus. 1WP learns from the scars. It's not just secure, it's proactive. Think less patch the hole after the flood and more build a dam no storm can touch. Unique edge, it's community first and unhackable. The Git book hints at global reach, DAOs for villages, charities, you name it. But with tech that keeps power in our hands, not some crypto barons. No capitalist hijack, no government chokehold. And it's probably the last DAO system we'll need for a while. Flexible enough to grow, tough enough that flaw. That's the Vibe Check Squad. DAO security's come a long way, from Bitcoin's Wild West to 1WP's Fortress of Freedom. Join in at Discord to see how they're locking it down while lifting us up. Got thoughts? Hit me up. How's 1WP's security vibing with you? Next time, we're tackling another cosmic twist. Stay locked in. For now, keep your energy high, your votes loud, and your digital doors bolted. Peace out, security sages. Web3 DAOs and tokenomics explained. Now let's dive into a topic that could reshape the way we think about money, power, and governance, Web3 DAOs and the One World Project. If you've ever wondered what the future of finance looks like beyond banks and corporations, this episode is for you. First of all, a quick history lesson, how we got here, from barter to Bitcoin, a story of money and power. For as long as humans have existed, we've needed ways to exchange value. In the earliest societies, people traded goods, barter. But that was inefficient, so we moved to gold, which had real-world value and was scarce. Then came paper money, originally backed by gold, but over time, governments detached money from any real asset, creating the fiat currency system we use today. Here's the problem. Fiat money is controlled by central banks and governments, meaning its value can be manipulated, printed endlessly, and even devalued. In 2008, when banks collapsed due to reckless lending, people realized that maybe we need a system that doesn't rely on middlemen. Enter Bitcoin and Web3. In 2009, Bitcoin was born, a digital currency that didn't need banks. Instead, it used blockchain technology, a decentralized ledger that no single entity could control. Bitcoin was revolutionary, but it had limits. It couldn't execute smart contracts, self-executing agreements based on code. Then came Ethereum, which introduced smart contracts, allowing people to create decentralized applications, dApps, and organizations without a central authority. This paved the way for decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, the foundation of the One World Project. Now let us understand what is One World Project. A DAO for a sustainable economy. Imagine a company with no CEO, no board of directors, just a set of transparent rules encoded on a blockchain. That's a DAO. The One World Project is built on this concept, giving its community full control over decision-making. Every participant can vote on how resources are used, removing the top-down power structures we see in traditional corporations. Tokenomics, the fuel of the ecosystem. At the heart of One World is its token economy. Just like companies use stocks or Starbucks uses loyalty points, One World uses blockchain-based tokens. These tokens incentivize participation, whether that's contributing skills, investing, or engaging in the community. And unlike loyalty points, these tokens can be traded, used across different platforms, and even grow in value over time. Why this matters. In the same way Bitcoin removed the need for central banks, DAOs like One World are removing the need for traditional corporate hierarchies. This is financial empowerment, where the community, not a small group of executives, decides the future. Time for the future and why you should care. Security and anonymity. One major advantage of Web3 and DAOs is privacy. Unlike banks that track your transactions or corporations that sell your data, blockchain-based systems give users control over their identity and financial information. One World integrates these principles, making it a trustless, transparent system where security is built into the code itself. Loyalty rewards and the power of blockchain incentives. Think about airline miles or gaming reward points. These have value, but they're locked within a single company's ecosystem. One World's token model works the same way, but because it's on a blockchain, these rewards are interoperable. meaning you can transfer, trade, or even use them across different platforms. Why early adoption matters. If you could go back to 2010 and buy Bitcoin, would you? Understanding DAOs today is like understanding Bitcoin back then. Early adopters always benefit the most. Those who get involved now, whether by learning, participating, or investing, will be ahead of the curve as DAOs become more mainstream. Are you watching or building the future? We're standing at the edge of a new financial revolution. Throughout history, every major shift in money and governance, from gold to paper, from banks to crypto, has created winners and losers. Projects like One World are shaping the way forward. The only question is, will you be part of it, or will you watch from the sidelines? The future of finance is being built right now, and it's up to you to decide if you want to be a passive observer or an active participant. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this episode valuable, don't forget to share it with a friend who needs to understand the future of money. Until next time, stay curious, stay decentralized, and stay ahead of the game. Come and meet up in Discord. Welcome to Future Forward, the podcast where we explore the tech that's shaping our tomorrow. And today, we're diving into a world where blockchain is way more than just Bitcoin. Specifically, we're talking about a blockchain that's redefining digital ownership, gaming, and sustainability, Phantasma, and how it's powering a visionary project called One World. Okay, so first off, let's get one thing clear. Blockchain is like a super secure digital ledger. Imagine a record book that's copied across thousands of computers worldwide, making it nearly impossible to hack or alter. Bitcoin was the first to use blockchain, and it proved something huge. We could have decentralized digital money without banks. But then came Ethereum, and it took things further by introducing smart contracts, basically self-executing agreements. This opened the door for all kinds of decentralized applications. You might be wondering, why are there hundreds of blockchains now? Well, different blockchains serve different purposes. Some, like Solana, are built for speed. Others, like Polkadot, focus on connecting different blockchains together. But the One World project uses Phantasma. Why Phantasma? Because it's designed for creators, gamers, and digital communities. Phantasma makes it easy to create smart NFTs that aren't just images. They're programmable, interactive, and can evolve over time. Imagine a sword in a video game that grows stronger with every battle. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Now, here's where it gets even cooler. The One World project is using Phantasma to build a global digital community. Think of it as a virtual space where people can collaborate, trade, and share experiences. With smart NFTs, you own your digital assets outright. That means whether it's digital art, virtual land, or an avatar you've customized, it's truly yours. And Phantasma's low transaction fees and eco-friendly design make it a perfect fit for projects that want to operate sustainably. If you're a gamer, a digital artist, or just someone curious about what's next in tech, understanding blockchain puts you ahead of the curve. And getting involved with projects like One World means you're not just observing the future, you're part of it. Plus, blockchain is opening up opportunities. Developers can build apps without big corporations taking a cut, artists can sell directly to their fans, and gamers can finally own the in-game assets they've poured hours into. So, what do you think? Is the blockchain-powered future something you're excited about? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit me up in Discord on Discord, follow the link below, and if you're curious about Phantasma or One World, check out oneworldproject.io. That's it for today's episode of Future Forward. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review if you enjoyed the show. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Welcome to today's podcast, Understanding One World Project's Partners in Context. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into something fascinating, the partners behind the One World project. But we won't just list names. We'll explore their significance by looking at them through both historical and modern perspectives. 1. What are partnerships in global projects? To make this easy to understand, let's compare Web3 partnerships to something familiar, alliances in history. Medieval guilds, like the Hanseatic League in Europe, early networks where traders supported each other, much like today's decentralized economies. Industrial age conglomerates, companies partnered up to dominate resources, much like Web2 businesses today, think of Amazon suppliers. Web3 and blockchain networks. Unlike the old centralized models, Web3 relies on decentralized alliances, where different organizations contribute to a single ecosystem while maintaining autonomy. This is where One World Project's partners come into play. They are more than just companies. They form a networked economy with shared goals. 2. Who are the key partners and why do they matter? Let's analyze some partners listed in the One World Project documentation and compare them with past models. Crypto and Web3 companies. Think of these as the Silk Road traders of the past, enabling decentralized trade across borders without needing a central authority. DeFi, decentralized finance partners. These are like Renaissance-era banking families, Medici Fugger, who revolutionized how money flowed, but now it's happening on the blockchain. Tech and AI collaborators. These mirror the Industrial Revolution's engineers, pushing innovation forward in a way that will shape the next century. Security and anonymity firms. Just as secret societies and encrypted communications protected information in wartime, blockchain security ensures safe transactions today. 3. What does this mean for you? If you're a young adult looking to join the Web3 space, understanding these partnerships is crucial because they create opportunities for developers, investors, and early adopters. They enhance credibility, just as historical alliances strengthen nations and economies. They push decentralization, making finance and data more transparent and accessible. Conclusion: the future is being built now. Just like how Renaissance thinkers shaped modern finance, or how 90s startups built today's tech giants, One World Project's partners are forming the backbone of the next financial revolution. If you've ever wanted to be part of something big before it explodes, this is your chance to learn, invest, and grow. That's it for today. If you found this insightful, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another deep dive into the world of Web3. Podcast episode: Understanding the One World Project. Founding team, a historical and modern perspective. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today we're diving into the One World Project, a revolutionary initiative in the world of Web3. Specifically, we'll explore its founding team and compare them with other historical figures and teams that shaped major technological and financial revolutions. Let's get into it. Measure 1. Who are the founding members of the One World Project? Before we compare them to historical innovators, let's look at what makes these individuals unique. The founding team of One World Project consists of visionary leaders, technologists, and strategists who are working towards a decentralized, borderless financial system. They're not just engineers or entrepreneurs, they're pioneers of a movement. Visionaries and builders. They see a future where financial inclusivity is a reality, much like how early internet pioneers envisioned global connectivity. Web3 experts. They understand the transformative power of blockchain, similar to how cryptographers and computer scientists understood encryption and security in the early days of the internet. Community-driven approach. They prioritize decentralization, trust, and loyalty rewards, aligning with historical figures who sought fairer economic systems. Shivers 2, comparing the One World founders to historical innovators. A, the Bitcoin parallels, like Satoshi Nakamoto and the cypherpunks. The creation of Bitcoin in 2008 by the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto was a direct response to financial instability and centralized control. Much like Nakamoto, the One World Project founders are responding to today's economic challenges, offering a decentralized financial ecosystem that rewards loyalty and ensures security and anonymity for users. Back then, Bitcoin was dismissed as a niche idea, yet today it's a trillion-dollar asset class. Could One World Project follow the same trajectory? It's possible. B. The early internet pioneers, Tim Berners-Lee and Open Systems. Tim Berners-Lee, the creator of the World Wide Web, championed open access to information, the very foundation of Web3. The One World Project is doing the same for finance, ensuring that everyone, regardless of location or background, can access and benefit from blockchain-powered economies. C. The founding of the U.S. Federal Reserve versus Web3 banking. Historically, centralized banking systems were created to stabilize economies, but they also introduced power imbalances. The One World Project founders are countering this by building a trustless, decentralized system, ensuring that individuals, not corporations or governments, control their financial destinies. 3. Why this matters for you. If you're a young adult today, you're at a crossroads. You can either stick to traditional financial systems that favor the powerful, or embrace Web3 and be an early adopter of a revolutionary economic system. The One World Project is offering a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, much like Bitcoin was in 2010. The only question is, will you recognize its potential in time?
Final thoughts.
The founding team of the One World Project isn't just creating a company, they're shaping a movement. Whether it will stand the test of time like Bitcoin or the early internet remains to be seen. But history suggests that when visionaries and technology align, revolutions happen. So are you ready to be part of this future? Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and keep questioning the system.